All the way back, the 13th of October, I can't believe I'm going to say this, 2025, I released this 352 and it was extremely popular. So let's see if it still works in July. Let's have a look at the tactic then. 2 false 9s on attack for the left striker and the right striker. A classic 10 on attack for the cam. They're going to be really nice linking together as a triangle. Both midfielders for the left mid and right mid are on wide midfielder and build up. When on build up, they are going to position themselves a little bit higher up the pitch to support, but they will provide defensive support as well. Then we've got 2 deep line playmakers on build up for both CDMs, a ball playing defender on build up for the central CDM, for the central centre back, with 2 defender defends for the CBs and a sweeper keeper balance. Now, I do say that my tactics are non-meta, that my tactics can be used in different updates. They're not time locked. I don't create things for a certain meta or certain style. So let's see if that is actually true. If you missed my 4-2-3-1 narrow tactic, that was my last upload. The whole point of this, I'm using 15 different tactics in Foot Champs in July/August to see whether we can get a rank 1. We've had loads of rank 2s. I am desperate for that first rank 1, and we're playing against a 4-4-1-1. Now the 4-4-1-1 was not meta back in October the 13th. So let's see whether this 3-5-2 that I created can be a meta 4-4-1-1. All I hear is that, oh, you have to play meta to play this game. If you don't use meta tactics, if you don't play a meta way, you can't possibly win. Well, let's just see about that then. This is a tactic made October, early October as well. The game had only been out for maybe 4 weeks. I think more like 3 weeks. I can't say that and then go 1-0 down. Apparently I can say all of that and still go 1-0 down by Gula, who has scored. We couldn't get even hold of the ball in this early stages. That's fine. Not worried about that at all. We will surely get a foothold in this game. Here's our classic 10. Oh, just crowded out there. The whole point is then, especially now that we're playing against a 4-4-1-1, is that lack of CDM with 2 centre mids. Wow, it is only the 6th minute. We're not doing this from the 6th minute, are we? We're not doing this from the 6th minute, are we? Because that would be extremely sad. That would be extremely sad. So they don't have a CDM, so we should be able to get plenty of opportunities and space in between their midfield and the defense if we pick the right passes, if we pick the correct play. Right, I am playing as we're talking. This is not done in hindsight. I am talking and playing at the same time, so I don't know what the result is, but I'm confident of getting a win, especially if this guy is going to start to time waste just 6 minutes in. We do need to make sure though the next goal is ours, because if he's played like this, can you imagine going 2-0 down against this guy and then him just kind of like keeping the ball, etc. That'd be very frustrating. Here comes Pele to Crouch, a little bit of a low driven, not the greatest body position. Don't think Frimpong is going to win that. I think we just need to make sure that we actually use our CDMs. He's going to look for the through ball there. We've read it with Leone. Lovely stuff. We need to make sure we use our CDMs in the build up. Of course, we're going to look to counter attack, but we need to make sure as well that we don't lose the ball when our CDMs have just started bursting forward, because that is going to leave us exposed. Here comes Crouch. I don't know why I passed that back to Pele. That was silly. Can Pele make something? No, it's really silly. I shouldn't. I'm not that kind of player to dribble through. We had a good chance with Crouch. Bottled that. Can't get the ball to Crouch again. He's got a very low defensive height, because even with false 9, we are struggling to get the ball to our strikers' feet. If you are looking to purchase FC26 coins or points, then head over to eldorado.gg. I personally use them as a little bit of a top up to complete the Evos that I want to complete, and of course to get my beloved Liverpool past and present players. I also sometimes delve into the store for a cheeky little pack. The amazing thing with eldorado.gg is that you can check out the reviews, you can go on Trustpilot, and you can pick the exact seller you want, so you have absolute faith and trust in what you are receiving. If you use code ALX, then you get an additional 5% off your order, whether that's coins or points, as a little bit of a money saver. The link is in the description below. And I do think that's the line height of our opponent. See if we can get through again. Here comes Pele. We get a little through ball. That's a horrible pass to Alvarez. We get the ball to Crouch, and that time we do get it through and we do equalise. That's what we're looking for. We need to be getting the ball to Pele, Alvarez and Crouch, our 2 cams and the 2 false 9s. Our left mid, right mid are just there to support, really. They're not going to be our creative outlets. But what I need to not do is what I have done earlier on in the game, which is actually a lot of dribbling with my striker and cams. They're there to kind of like link up and to make sure that we pass that ball. If we can get ahead in this game, that will be absolutely beautiful. I think our opponent might start to panic a bit because they just want to kind of like have a very slow build up. They don't seem like the most confident. Oh, he slid in. Oh, and just as I say that, he slid in really carelessly in a panic. And that is more like it. The 3-5-2 in October the 13th, when we didn't know what the meta was, is currently beating the meta. And we come forward again. Little layoff to Pele. Oh, and Crouch, Alvarez, and Pele have all scored now. That is just divine. That is what you want. Like I said, they're so important, those three, in creating. I don't think the opponent is going to be the most confident now. Let's see if we can get some wing play now with the right mid. That's a really poor pass there. Oh yeah, they weren't doing those passes earlier. See how confident our opponent is now. Here's Alvarez. Pele. We can now use a CDM back to Pele. Now we can get a bit of sustained attack. That looked like a bit of argy-bargy. Not a foul. Oh, that's a lovely little touch from Crouch. That's a lovely finish by Pele. And all of a sudden, this game very quickly has turned on its head. Went 1-0 down after 3 in-game minutes. I know there would have been some people that thought, oh, yeah, Alexion's waffling again. You can't beat the 4-5-1. You can beat the 4-5-1. We're going to beat the 4-5-1 with a tactic made a very, very long time ago. It worries me that we're getting close to a year ago now. Right, here we go again. If you have just discovered me, maybe this is your opportunity to subscribe and think about FC27. If you're thinking about tactics, I make timeless tactics. We don't face the meta. We don't make things just for the meta. That's a lovely goal, by the way, by Pele. We don't just make things for the meta. We make things that last. We make things that aren't going to all of a sudden stop working because of an update, etc., or a fancy formation now being OP, etc. We've scored 5 goals and cruising. We've only actually given away 1 shot. Oh, missed that tackle. Here comes Endrick. What? He's gone through? No way. That goal is absolutely ridiculous. Look back at that goal. The nutmeg on my CDM, where my CDM just let the ball go through the legs. The fact it bounces off the defender and then goes straight to his striker with an open goal. There's a lot of ridiculous stuff. It's got to be offside. Yeah, I was going to say. But our opponent's got passion. They've stayed in the game at 5-1 down. They've got a goal back. We need to make sure we don't bot this through. Lovely Crouch. Alvarez. Again, here comes the cavalry. It's our CDM this time. Oh, he's hit the crossbar, Gerrard. And Gerrard hit the crossbar in our last game as well. If you watched that 4-2-3-1. I don't know. Is it just rigged? Is Gerrard just going to be hitting the crossbars? It's a similar sort of situation. That's frustrating. Yeah, it's the triangle. Here comes the link up. We can get the left mid involved in Ronaldinho. There's the CDM. Now we go forward. Lovely. Can we get Crouch? We can. Oh, and again, I've just tried to burst through, and I don't really have that opportunity to burst through. That was quite silly. Or we dragged our centre-back out. We will recover with our left centre-back. And 5-2 at half-time. Absolutely cruising. I mean, if we didn't just concede that very early 3rd minute, we've been absolutely dominant here. 54% possession to 46, but expected goals a lot higher. Passes less, but then he did start passing it around minute 6. So there is a little bit of context there, I guess. But so far, game 2 in Champs should hopefully be 2 wins. I've had so many 14-1s this year. A couple have been because of hackers. I am on PC. So a couple have been because of hackers. A couple have been literally losing to terrible players when I thought the game was won, being like 3 or 4-0 up and then bottling a lead, and that's been my only loss. So it'd be great to end FC26 with a 15. Because I feel like I've got it in me. What a save. Emi Martinez. Good save from him. I come forward again. Crouchy. Frimpong, edge of the box. First time to... I couldn't get there, Ronaldinho. Oh, this through ball, look at that. It's just magnetised to strikers, isn't it? The through ball, it's a massive problem in FC26, and it's got to be fixed. The way that players kind of speed up, and the defenders just can't compete with that. Obviously, playstyle pluses and everything else have got a massive effect on that. Oh, that was meant for Crouch. I really worry that I could bottle this now. So this is what I mean. Like that's what they look for. And this is the thing. You can send a lot of through balls. It only needs to come off a couple of times. Look, he's just blindly sending it through, and it's just so hard to defend against. Because again, you can mess up 10 times. Doesn't matter if it goes through 4 times. You've got 4 goals. Right, let's go again. Ronaldinho, lovely. Gonna ball roll inside. Oh, we're gonna commit the defenders. No way. Oh, the jam. We come again though. Crouch. Glued to me. It's fine. We make space. Oh, Crouch doesn't move. Maybe that's the false 9 aspect of it. But Pele, Crouch. Oh, the first time shot is atrocious. And how are we not extending our lead here? Crouch again. Ronaldinho will take over. To Pele. Let's get our CDMs involved. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. Referee. Brilliant. Fantastic. How is that not a foul? Here comes a through ball. We will defend that with Leone. Lovely stuff. We're playing a lot of football here. We've not been rewarded with a goal, but we come again. We're going to go double tap through ball to Peter Crouch, and that one is a goal. And we get a little bit of cheese that time. And if we bottle 3 goals now, with the way this game has gone, then I don't deserve anything. And I think this will be my last upload for FC26 because there's no way. Pele, that's 7. That's game over. That is game over. October the 13th. It works still. And it's a 3-back, which I keep on being told. Oh, you can't use 3-back. You can't use 3-back. You can use whatever formation you want. I think for an FC, for a football game, I would say this is the most flexible in the game. You can literally use every single role. Every single role has got a place. The only one that I'm not massively like a fan of is poacher. I just think advanced forward, you've got support and attack is better than all the other poacher ones. But every single other role in this game, every single one, box crusher, centre half, hold it, every single role is viable. Every single role can be used. Every single role can be put together and create something unique, which is, I think, why I'm just personally perplexed why people have stayed so rigid with the 4-4-1-1 and the same roles for literally like 6 months. It baffles me, but I think people believe and they want to listen to pros where they say, oh, you have to use this. The pro scene, possibly. I'm not even sure I agree with that either, but I'm not a pro, so I guess, you know, that's just my opinion on it. I'm not saying it's right or not, it's just my opinion. But because the pros are all using it, everyone just copies. I just think actually for FIFA, this is probably the one where there was like I used a 3-4-3 a couple of videos ago and hunted down 4-4-1-1 users with the 3-4-3 to make a point. And I've never been able to get on with the 3-4-3 before. Yeah, it worked, and we absolutely dismantled the 4-4-1-1. So this guy's quit. That is the 3-5-2 created October 13th, and just to get confirmation that we are now 2-0 in champs, I'll see you tomorrow where we use a different tactic and try and make it 3-0. Like and sub if you enjoyed this. I'll see you soon.